Hello, YouTube. I'm sorry it's been a while. I haven't been, well, let's say I just haven't been racking my brain what to do. I mean, it looks like I'll be going back to this, and I'm having troubles getting volume one. I mean, not volume one, volume two of the catalogs from Tamaya. I have volume one, and we'll get to that eventually. Today, we're just going to go with the volume one of 2020. So, I'm sorry if this bores you. I'm sorry. I hope there's more Tamaya fans who watch me and are sub to me will find this informative. So as we see here, this car has been out for almost 2 years now. It's 2020, 2022 soon, as we all know. This is my favorite of the shells on the racing semis that they run in Europe. And I don't understand this one. They have an M06 version of this car with a rear-wheel drive chassis, but this one's on a front-wheel drive chassis. It makes no sense. But this is a painted body and all. There we go. Another thing, this car is bigger than the Quattro that they have a car based on that they came out around the same time as this one. It might even be in the book. This is really based on the A6. It's A6 size or A4 size. It should be on a longer wheelbase for this chassis here than the Quattro one, and it should be wider because this has a V8 in it, so it's probably an A4 with a V8 in it, or the A6. And as I call my video today, I'll be calling it Sean would disapprove 6, and yet he has this vehicle and he's still not finished with it. I think he's almost finished with it, and so that should you guys should find that interesting. As you see here, these are at the time, were the 3 new vehicles for them. For trucks. TC01. A lot of people don't do box art of this, but it's beautiful in box art. I'm a box art kind of guy with my Japanese brands. They have to be box art for me, as everybody knows. There's like 14 pieces to this body. Lots of pieces to this body. I think this is capable of going head-to-head. Some people say, no, it's not capable of racing against the professional racers in head-to-head in the touring car races. And I disagree. I think this car is very capable of it. I think this is probably their best handling chassis they make. I've seen someone modify one of these and made it a rally car, and it was a really good rally car setup. Here's the one I told you about, that they put it on an MO5 chassis and it should be on an MO6 chassis. This is a higher level TA07 MSX. Got more TRF stuff on it. And then there's an MO8 that they had. I don't think it came. I think it came out later this year. It might be in volume 2. The Scirocco. Do you know that they made this car again in Europe and they never sent it here? I don't understand. Scirocco was a very popular car back in the day when it was sold here. The other one I have a problem with, this should be on a 4-wheel drive chassis. This is the Yaris GR. This should be on a 4-wheel drive chassis, not an MO5 chassis. if they made it the MN model, which is the model just below in performance to this one, then they could have put it on an M05 chassis. People have seen that they made the Swift back in the day also a few years ago or several years ago. This is back with the newer body of the actual car, and it has a longer wheelbase. I have one of these. The Elf gave me one of these. He also gave me a black edition version of this, but not the XSA model, which is basically almost totally done. You need to put your own electronics in it. Remember, these XSAs and all the other things that they've done in the past that are boxed up like this, they never came with ball bearings. I mean, you're spending over $300 on these things anyways. They should have at least given you ball bearings in them. You know, there are some things I have problems with Tamaya about, but they are my favorite brand in the hobby. And then Kyosho. This came out, when this car came out, the VQS, it was over $600 for the kit. Now it's down half that price now, if you can find it. They lowered it. So, you've seen many people have these now. Good chassis. The Elf gave me one of these too. Plasma Edge. Two. In the I think this is the one. This one I think you would have to paint, and that's the normal paint color. See, they got the gunmetal, which I like the most, and then they got the iridescent one. I didn't know that they still had the Neo Scorcher here, even though they have Terra Scorcher that came out again last year. There are differences. The body's different, I think, than the Terra Scorcher. Remember, TTO2 is their go-to chassis. They even put a hybrid car on it recently for a company. So it's a very versatile chassis. Can't deny that. Some cars, I wish they'd bring out some old chassis like the TLO1 again. I love that chassis. CCO2. This now has a Unimog body on it as an option. This chassis. I wouldn't mind having this as a one of these because this is an homage to the Bruiser. The Hilux, the modern Hilux body for the CCO1. These are still going for $500-600. The high lift models. This now is going for less than $1,000. I remember last year they had it going for $500 straight from Tamaya, so it was like half off. But it's come down in price, so if you ever want to, if you got still like $700, $800 to spend, it's a classic. A lot of metal parts on it. And it shifts into two-wheel drive with the 3-gear transmission. And these are full-time 4-wheel drive with a 3-speed transmission. The CR01, I can't believe they still have. If I ever bought one, it would be this car. This one has the lower center of gravity. I think it's the best looking in my opinion. And then they got, this is the second version on the SW01 chassis, which is 1/24 scale. 4-wheel drive, 4-wheel steering. Strut-like suspension on it. I didn't know that they still had the TR at the time. There's a video out there with this model here. It's 1/24 scale, but it's big, like a 10th scale, because it's based after one of those huge quarry trucks. So if you could find it, there's a video of a guy who actually put longer 8 arms all the way around on it, and it handled beautifully. He couldn't flip it. If you can find it, you should see it, because I've seen a modification like that where this thing has much longer arms, front and rear. As we all know, this year they came out with the hot shot version of this, but they didn't have it then. Elf gave me one of these also, the black edition. I don't see too many GFO1s people using on the internet, but I wish I saw more of those. These are the M chassis with 4-wheel drive, the MFO1Xs. So, they're quick, stock, with just a stock motor on them, and a 4-wheel drive, of course. And then you got the DTO3s and the DTO2s. I don't know if they do still have the DTO2s. I have this in a holiday buggy, the DTO2. That was a holiday buggy chassis. So, a lot of people like the DTO3s. I see those a lot. And I also see the XVO1s. Expensive, good handling chassis, too. Of course, they haven't made any more of these. I mean, they still make them, but they don't have a fourth body for them yet. And of course, this one comes with the portal axles. People think this one's ugly. I think it's the best looking of them all. That's, you know. I'm surprised you can still get one of these, and I don't think I've seen only but a few videos of the DNO1 running. I'd like to see it run more often in videos. Then you got the DFO3s. Looks really good in black, but I think they have other colored bodies that come standard with them. They're already colored. I think they have colored bodies like this in different colors, not black. Here's a lot of the semis that are still out, that are available. Here's all the hop-up parts for the trucks. Of course, they're impeccable when it comes to military stuff. That was their bread and butter before they got into RC. They did diorama models back from, I think the company's been around since the 30s. I could be wrong. 1936. Yeah. Pre-war stuff. Can't go wrong with a military vehicle from Tamaya. And here's some of their off-road cars. Alf gave me one of these. He gave me a tear scorcher. I have this one. What else do I have? Yep, I have this one. Did I say I have this one? I have this one. I have this one, but the elf didn't give me that. I bought that. The elf gave me this. I got a lot of cars to put together, guys, and it takes me forever to do chassis. I used to be able to sit down and finish them all in 24 hours usually, but not anymore. This one I'm surprised is getting a little more popular. The shorter wheelbase than the Fighter Buggy RX Memorial Edition. just as wide. It's wide. I think it's the same wheelbase or shorter wheelbase than a Hornet, but it's wider. Yeah, I have this one. The guys got together and got me this last year. Like I said about the other Audi, this car should be on a smaller wheelbase chassis and narrower than the one that was based on the V8 car. I don't hear too many about this. The Supra, they made a Super body on the TTO2s, and I'm surprised I haven't seen more people with one of these. Of course, they're four-wheel drive drift cars. The TTO2 rally cars. I hear this is actually the best handling of the European race cars, race trucks. These are popping up every now and then for people. People think these are really cool, actually. Different. This is the best looking. The dual rider is the best looking of the two. And then we got the TA07 Pro chassis, which is cool. You can mount the motor in 3 different positions, depending what you want in handling characteristics. And then we got the TB05s, which I haven't seen anybody actually buy one of these and show them on videos. You know, I'm surprised some of these chassis aren't being shown. And of course the MO6s. See, here it is on a rear-wheel drive chassis, this body. But that one with the flowers on it, I can't believe it's not on that same chassis. I thought they stopped making this, but they still, someone recently, he still got one of these. If I would really like to have the rally version of the MO5 because it's unique because it has the rally tires and it's front-wheel drive. And then we got the MO7 chassis here, which is also the front-wheel drive. You remember, all the odd numbers of the M chassis are front-wheel drive and the even ones are rear. And there's an MO8 chassis too out. W02 CB chassis. There's all the hop-ups for it. TB02 chassis stuff, upgrades. You know, they send us in the kits the yellow stuff. The yellow silicone oil for the shocks. That is the hardest of the soft. These are softer, these different colored ones, and they rarely come in other kits. And I don't know if I've ever seen one of these four, the medium and heavy ones come in them too. I've never seen any of those in any of the... or in any kits. And the mediums and the heavies, I've never seen them in any of the kits. DTO3 hop-ups. TTO2 optional parts for the on-road and rally cars. TTO1's hop-up parts. MO7 hop-up parts. Remember, this car is, it doesn't come with the motor or electronics that I'm aware of. It's just a chassis. I don't even know if it comes with tires. It might still come with tires. I don't know. You basically have to buy a body, electronics, of everything on it. Same with the MO8. The MO5, MO6 chassis option parts all right here. Here's the MO8. And these are the hop-ups for that too. And you'll see in the in the 2021 volume 1, it does not have any of these anymore. It doesn't have this stuff on the back. Or in the back of it. That I can remember. I could be wrong, but I don't think it does. So, hope it's informative because I have 2 more to go. And then I don't know when I'll have the volume 2 of this year's. I'm hoping it'll eventually come in because I have to get volume 1 of next year's. I don't know if that comes in if they haven't had the number 2 of this year. So I hope you guys, some of you, enjoyed this content. Bye.